Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Rich, known as the Mediatrician. I'm the founding director of the Digital Wellness Lab and of the Clinic for Interactive Media and Internet Disorders at Boston Children's Hospital, Harvard Medical School's teaching hospital. I'm here to wish you a world of happiness IRL, in real life, something that may not be as easy to achieve for the young people growing up today. They are growing up in a screen-saturated world. They live in a single, seamless, digital physical environment that they move back and forth freely between. But what effects is this having on their health and development? These questions are what drove the foundation of the Boston Children's Hospital Digital Wellness Lab. There, we have worked at and answered questions such as, how much are they using screens? Finding that on average across the United States, they were using screens actively for 8.5 hours of every day, sometimes 2 or more screens in which they'd be exposed to almost 12 hours of content. 84% of kids say they check their phone every hour, and 1 in 6, 16%, check every less than 5 minutes. Our rapidly evolving digital ecosystem allows kids to be connected to anyone, anywhere, at any time. This is driving what is called FOMO, which many of us have, fear of missing out. But for young people, perhaps even more potent is what we're calling faux blow, fear of being left out, that if they don't respond to that text or that social media posting right away, that they will be left out. So ironically, in gaining our near infinite connectivity with the world, we've actually lost deep, meaningful, protective connectedness that happens really only when we are IRL, in real life, in real time with each other. Why are they so attracted to this interactive media space? Because it provides a fertile environment for key tasks of development. The first being experience, which they seek to fill their library of experience. They seek independence from parents and teachers and others in their lives, finding their own individuality. They're developing social consciousness, and online, they can reach others who feel the same way they do. They are building their identities, once built with those immediately nearby us, now built with a mosaic of all the people in the world that they want to compare themselves to and be like. And finally, they seek connection with these new identities. Facebook, even though kids are no longer using it, is now the largest nation on earth with over 3 billion users every month. What is happening when they use them? For some kids, they lose control of their use of screens. That's where we take care of them in the Clinic for Interactive Media and Internet Disorders. They've lost control of their interactive media use, gaming, social media, pornography, endless short-form videos. And their physical health suffers for sleep and nutrition, both in terms of overeating because they're sedentary, and also because they are losing weight and body image distorted because of their upward social comparison. Their social well-being suffers. Their academic performance goes down, both because of use of phones in school, but also because they're not doing their homework. And their relationships suffer. They withdraw from family and friends into a world of online relationships. And finally, their mental health suffers perhaps most profoundly with anxiety, depression, and many mood disorders. So the question is, are they addicted? This is a model that's been proposed since the 1990s, but let's look at addiction. When we think of addiction, it's overuse of a pleasurable but unnecessary substance, whether it be alcohol or nicotine or cocaine, that is driven by physiologic drivers, wanting to feel better and then not wanting to feel worse in withdrawing. There is continued use despite negative personal consequences, But our therapeutic goal with this, because it's not necessary, is abstinence. Let's think about problematic interactive media use of gaming, social media, etc. This is overuse of what is now a necessary resource that is driven by psychological drivers to feel in control and masterful, whether they've spent their day with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, whether they are on the autism spectrum, whether they're anxious or depressed. They want to be in control. It does continue despite negative personal consequences, but our therapeutic goal in this case is actually self-regulation. So we feel that addiction is not only a stigmatizing and off-putting term, but it's actually inaccurate. What is a more accurate term for what's going on with PIMU is binge eating disorder, overuse of a necessary resource, food, driven by psychological needs that continues despite negative consequences. And our goal is self-regulation, not to have them stop eating, but to eat in regulated, mindful ways. Digital wellness, as we define it, is an intentional state of physical, social, and mental health that occurs with mindful engagement in the digital natural environment. This is a single environment for them that they move back and forth between endlessly. So we can't even measure screen time anymore. How do we achieve digital wellness? I talk about the 5 M's of digital wellness. 3 that you do to achieve digital wellness, and 2 that you reap the benefits of in digital wellness. The first M is for adults, parents, teachers, etc., to model the behavior they want to see in young people, to be using their devices the way they hope their children will use theirs. And when their children need and can use the devices, applications, and platforms, to sit down next to them and mentor them with curiosity, learning these programs together, not with fear or guilt, but learning together how to live well in the digital environment. And starting a dialogue that then extends into being able to monitor their on-screen use, have their usernames and passwords so that you can be in constant dialogue with them, to be parenting them in the digital space, so that when they come on a pornography site, for example, they don't feel that they've done something wrong that needs to be hidden from you, but that is something that confuses, upsets, weirds them out in one way or another, and ends up, coming to them in ways that they can then bring to you and say, help me understand this. Now, if we've mastered these 3 skills, there's some benefits to be had. The first is making memories. We don't make memories of the video games we play or the social media exchanges we have. We make memories of kicking a soccer ball around the backyard and having a conversation, or walking in the woods, or trying to cook spaghetti sauce and spilling it all over the kitchen floor. It is our time with each other in real life, in real space, in real time, that we make memories of. And ultimately, all of this is bundled together in mastery of the digital space. Mastering digital space means using these tools in ways that are mindful, that are balanced, that are purposeful, and that are allowing us to be present for each other. And speaking of mastery, I now want to introduce one of the masters of the Digital Wellness Lab, Dr. Laura Marciano.